Alright, let's see how this works out real quick. Well, hello there. ¿Cómo estamos, minasan? I hope you guys are doing well this morning, afternoon, evening. It is I, your data guardian angel, TenebrisTenshi. How's everything going? Not great. What are the... I just realized that the chat didn't... There it is. There it is. There's chat. There we go. Hey Chaos, how you doing? How have you been resting, if you have been resting? Hello, Shira. Let's see. Let me just put everything back where it needs to be. Wonderful. Okay. Should be pretty good. Should be good to go. Give or take. Alright. So, when last we left off with our intrepid heroes, we were able to find our client not guilty of larceny, but for some reason, in our foolish attempt to do so, they were able to... Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Shira. Our alibi to keep him from getting the larceny cause allowed him to get set up for murder. And it was like, oh, well, wonderful. Well, that's good to hear, Chaos. Nice to hear that you're feeling better. Alrighty. So let us go, shall we? Let us continue.
You know, I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. Delight got arrested again.
Oh, right, we did find the urn. I forgot about that. That was actually in the possession of the freaking, other bit. I'm sorry. I just noticed something very bad about my system. Why? At least it says it's charging, so that's good. For some reason, my mouse was saying that it was dying, and I'm like, but why? You're on a mat that wirelessly charges. The heck? Well, supposedly Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred.
No way, Jose. I don't buy it. But the one who proved that Mr. Delight was there was Mr. Nick himself. At least from what I can understand. Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick.
Well, how about we get started looking into the KB security murder?
I think I'm gonna head back to Crane Village for a little while, if that's alright. Sure, but why? I'm gonna bring the sacred urn back and have some people take a look at it. Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with... No, Mystic Maya, you should stay here. I want you two to spend some special quality time together, full of love and happiness.
Oh my god, Pearl. Enough with the shipping. Enough, please. Rose is so caught up in her fantasies, she forgot there's a murder to solve.
I remember. No fighting. No, now remember, no fighting, okay?
She's gone.
Okay, Nick, time to go, time to get going on this murder investigation.
So, what do we do now?
Isn't it obvious? We should get out there and investigate the murder.
Well, first, we're gonna need to find out where exactly KB Security is located.
Hey, why don't we ask Miss Delight? She should know. Besides, I want to ask her some stuff about motorcycles.
Motorcycles? You're not thinking of getting one, are you?
I'm not the same little Maya who used to be happy with her dinky little bike, Nicky boy.
Speaking of asking around, I've got a few questions of my own for Mr. Delight.
Okay, well, then let's make sure to head to the detention center, too.
You must be relieved to get the sacred urn back, huh?
You bet. But there's something a little different about it.
Huh?
Don't me. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, look at this. It clearly says I am on the urn poster. But the urn we got back says Ami, like it always used to.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Plus the face has pink splotches on it now. I'm pretty sure they weren't there before.
Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Mystic Ami's name into I am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little pearls. But still, I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it.
Is it possible that the urn is a fake?
I'm sure Pearls will find out about that once she gets back to Crane Village.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Now that I think about it, Maya hasn't been back to Crane Village in a while. So, I guess people are still go to Crane Village to do their training, right?
Yep. If you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training.
So, why haven't you been training lately, Maya?
Well, lately I've been thinking of heading into a channeling dojo just to do that.
A channeling dojo? Huh. Sounds pretty serious. Whatever that is.
If you're gonna train, you have to be serious or else real tragedies can happen.
Is what happened last year still bothering you? That murder. In her village, it happened because the power of channeling was misused. When the medium uses the Kudain technique, she'll temporarily lose her own will. So, when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and forced to commit terrible crimes. What's worse, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. That murder, it wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you?
I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up. That's all.
Sounds like being the master of Kudain is going to be a heavy responsibility. Alright. Where do we want to move first? Let's go talk to, Desiree.
Oh, Nicky boy. Maya.
Miss Delight.
All I wanted to do was help my dear Ronnie.
Yeah, but I guess it ended up hurting his case.
Don't say that, Nick. She doesn't need your help beating herself up. Hey, Nicky boy, please. Please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly.
Alright, I'll poke around and see what I can find out.
Really? Are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking you for the help was the right thing to do. I don't know anyone who could do... I don't know what I can do to help anymore.
I had no idea Miss Delight has such a vulnerable side. Yeah, because this isn't thrill-seeking. This is a whole different deal, Phoenix. It's a whole different deal.
Listen carefully, Nicky boy. My Ronnie would never kill anyone. It's just not in him. I don't think he would either, Nick.
Yeah, but you have to admit, he's got a bit of a temper to him. A temper? Phoenix, are we talking about the same guy? He just, if he actually had a temper, the temper would just be like to kind of get in on a conversation that he's being pushed out of. It's not that hard to imagine him just snapping and screaming, "Please die!"
lie! He would never say that! Anyway, Miss Delight, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a thief. I already told you, that's just fantasy for him. Miss Delight, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world. What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky boy? I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. Ronnie isn't the thieving type. He's so honest that he wouldn't even sneak a nap. He's so honest he wouldn't even steal a glance. A thief? The very idea.
I guess I just don't get it.
Huh? Get what?
I just can't understand how they could be so different and yet be such a happy couple.
Yeah, they sure are different. Come on now, Nicky boy. It's not that mysterious, is it? It was love at first sight. For me, anyway. What? For you?
I need to know about that first. Hold on.
So was it really love at first sight when you met Mr. Delight? Well, maybe not at first sight, but Ronnie saved my life. Saved your life? I was at work one day when two robbers suddenly rushed in.
That's kind of ironic. Two thieves.
Well, I'm not the kind to just curl in a little ball and a quarter, so I fought back.
Robbers?
Yeah, they took me hostage. I was so frightened. They were both carrying these huge knives, and I broke it down into tears.
Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation.
Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. Delight come running to save you? Yes, exactly. I remember he looked so handsome in that guard uniform of his.
Wow, you look really different, Desiree, when you're wearing... Okay, I assume that's a bank uniform, considering robbery and whatnot. Don't get me wrong, I do understand why stockings are kind of used, but I also think it's kind of stupid. For like murder, or crime masks. Because at least it makes it more difficult to tell what, you know, the facial features are from a security camera, because they're not recording in like full HD and all that jazz. But like witnesses could still be like, yeah, no, that's the guy. The ski mask makes more sense to me. It's harder to tell features overall. Anyway,
He went right up to those two knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. "Please stop it!" he screamed. I could see the robbers' faces turn pale. That high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people. And then, crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the two robbers.
Considering they were right next to you in this photograph, or this remembrance, I'm pretty sure that you were probably in danger too there, Desiree. Oh dear.
All by himself. He came to save me. A total stranger. All by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me.
I will reiterate, courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it.
Wow, that's a great story. Yes, he might not look it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did.
This was before this is when they officially met, let's be fair though. So he might have been in love with her at that time, but we'd have to go talk to Ron about that.
That's so romantic. I'd fall in love too, I guess. Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage.
Maya, I at least did the equivalent for you literally last year. You were taken hostage. We were blackmailed to defend a murderer for your sake. Hey, Wivy.
With Maya, that possibility always seems to loom in the not-so-distant future.
Alright. What's your take on Mr. At Me?
I hate these kind...
kinds of people more than anything.
You mean ace detectives?
No, I'm fine with ace detectives.
Oh, so then you must mean thieves.
No, they're alright too. I just hate thieves that pretend to be ace detectives.
That's very specific to this one guy.
There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men.
Which then actually points to why, even though Ron comes off as a coward because of the fact he like trails off and whatnot, that first act probably just has such a strong impact on her that any other cowardly action he does not read as cowardly to her. Yeah, no, has she seen another one? At this point, probably not. Which means she can't hate Roddy, because even if he's telling the truth in that he is a thief, he's not pretending to be an ace detective, so he's in the clear. Hooray!
By the way, why did you go to Detective Atmey's office anyway?
Well, as the trial went on, I started to get more and more anxious. I went there to try to find out more about the real criminal.
The real criminal?
Yes, obviously the real Master Mask is not my Ronnie, right? I swear to God,
The thing is that I can't discount her logic, but by the same token, it's still super obvious that Ronnie clearly is Master Mask. So I'm kind of confused.
Yeah? And Detective Atmey knew more about Master Mask than anyone else. They mentioned him on the Great People Around Town segment on TV. So then you went there to ask him some questions. That's right, I'll do whatever it takes to save my man. His secretary said the ace detective isn't in right now. But I forced my way past her and into his hideout. I wouldn't exactly call that office of his hideout. That bag was sitting right there on top of the table.
Oh yeah, we saw that back there yesterday too.
There's nothing lower than someone who would try to pin a crime on someone else.
Alright, let's find out where this KB security is, shall we?
Mr. White, do you know about KB security?
Don't be silly, of course I do. That's where my Ronnie works.
So he...
So she thinks he still works there, huh?
Making an audio adjustment to my side. Give me a sec.
Give me a second here.
Wonderful. Alright.
And yet, according to what we heard yesterday...
I don't know if I can get into Godot yet. It's still a little early. Ugh. Or actually, it could be the opposite. I'm surprised I can get anywhere near Maya. Or Burley, for that matter. Come on. Don't tell me you didn't know. Ron Delight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. Not quite there. I need to be a little lower. The resonance was more in my throat, not my chest. I'll try again. Ron quit. He doesn't work there anymore.
It looks like Mrs. White doesn't know.
KB Security is about 20 minutes away. By motorcycle, that is. Larry told me it takes 30 minutes by car. Well, I have to admit, I tend to fly pretty fast on my bike. Making the KB Security that fast. You sure you aren't literally flying? Why don't I give you a ride sometime? Or better yet, how about now? No, I'll pass. Thanks. Why don't you just tell us where it is and we'll go there ourselves? What a scaredy cat you are, Nick. Mr. Light told us the location of KB Security.
Okay, let's head over there right away, Nick.
Alrighty. Let us do that. Whoa, that's a giant safe. Also, the wall panels look very tech. I know they're a security company, but holy moly. Also, and that's why we didn't know for at least a couple days that there was a murder here, just in general. The body was hidden in the safe. Because you see how you have the outline bit drooping out of the safe right now?
So I guess this is where it all went down, huh?
The walls here look big, just like you'd expect in a CEO's office.
What's that got to do with anything?
Hey, it's you guys.
Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe.
Today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh?
Sure was, pal. That prosecutor made real fools out of us.
Actually, that was probably the first time that a prosecutor really got one over on us. Like something huge. All the other times it was like a temporary like one up until we got around to like delaying it any further. But Godot got really one over on us. We thought we got out of it and then we got dragged back in. That was really good.
Yeah, I feel for you.
Wow, that's not like you at all. I thought you'd be more like, oh, that was great. You guys got what you deserve, pal. Or something to that effect.
Do I really sound like that to you, pal?
If the gumshoe fits.
Well, anyway. The point is that I can tell when someone puts their heart into their jobs. And I can sympathize when things don't go your way.
You could tell when somebody puts their heart into their jobs. Like he does. But he gets pay deductions every single time.
Sometimes I feel like wrong is the only way things go for us detectives.
Wow. I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy.
Maya!
Now, if this little love fest is over, maybe we could start investigating.
Detective Gumshoe, tell us what you know about the murder.
Okay. The thing is, I'm really not supposed to.
Hey, come on. What about how we put our hearts into our work? Things are really working against us right now, and we need help.
Okay, I'll tell you. Just don't start crying on me, okay, pal?
Okay, I won't cry on you, pal.
The victim's name is Kane Bullard. He was the CEO of KB Security.
Kane Bullard, KB Security, got it. Mm-hmm.
And a pretty big fella in his own right.
Is that like a wart on his face? So, what's that circle next to his nose, but below like the eye bags? Also, it's a little weird that his eyebrows, like, because of the little lines, like, on what is this ridge of his head, right, or of his where his eyebrows are supposed to be, it feels like his eyebrows moved away from where they're supposed to be. I'm not sure what the drooping there is supposed to mean. I'm confused with this guy's face. Anyway.
His corpse was discovered at 9 a.m. this morning. His estimated time of death was 1 o'clock on the morning of October 12th. Cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Probably an object in this room.
It happened exactly the same time as that Master Mask was stealing the urn, huh?
So why did it take almost an entire day to discover the body?
There's a good explanation for that one. Bullet's body was stashed away inside that safe.
Safe? Well, it is pretty big.
Nobody had heard from him, and when they opened the safe this morning, out he came.
Oh, so the body fell out. That white string must be the shape from when he fell out.
I think we still need more information about Mr. Billiard.
Maybe you could start by getting the man's name right.
Guys, before we do the next one, let's run the ads that are about to pop up, because otherwise we're going to interrupt our own little thingy-mabobber. Okay. Ronnie claims, I'm calling him Ronnie now, Ron Delight claims that he was actually thieving the urn at the time. Now the question is Ron claiming to thieve the urn just to try and give himself an alibi for the murder? Or maybe not give himself an alibi for the murder itself, but like he witnessed the murder and didn't want to say anything about anything, so he's trying to give himself an alibi enough to not be anywhere near the murder scene. Or was he actually thieving the urn? Thoughts, many thoughts. Alrighty, welcome back everybody. Let's press on with Detective Atme here.
So, what happened to Master Mask?
He's at the detention center screaming like a madman. Investigate me again, he keeps yelling.
No, I didn't mean him. He's not the real identity of the thief anyway, right?
Oh, you mean that detective Atme? Oh, that was great. The guy got what he deserved.
Now that's the detective I know and loved.
Think about it. Atme was always around when the calling cards show up. But he always mysteriously disappeared when the heist took place. I was hiding at the crime scene. Yeah, right. That's the lamest thing I ever heard. That's how you knew he was the thief.
That would explain how he's able to retrieve stolen items he keeps bragging about.
Yeah, he just did that to make him look like a great detective, that's all. But there's this one thing I can't figure out about his first heist.
His first heist?
Yeah, the Tear of Emanon. Yeah, the Tear of Emanon case. There was a witness on that one.
A witness?
Yeah, I saved the newspaper clipping.
You have it on your person? Jeez, okay.
Since the thief is already under arrest, you guys can keep it.
Hey, this guard here. Haven't I seen him somewhere before?
I assume that that's supposed to be his little hair bun on the side there.
It's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see. But now that she mentions it...
Let's talk about Godot.
Oh, that prosecutor. I really don't like that guy. The way he used our own evidence to do that to Mr. Delight.
Yeah, I think he did it that way just because he knew it hurt more. That's what my gut tells me anyway.
So, who's that Java-addicted masked maniac anyway?
Prosecutor Godot? Yeah, he's quite the enigma, huh? The thing is, pal, I never even heard of the guy before. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office. Came out of nowhere.
That's right, he said this was his first case as a prosecutor.
And it's true. According to the records anyway, but there's no way he's an amateur. He's an Iceman in court, a maverick that gives me goosebumps.
Goosebumps? You?
Yeah, I knew something was off about him, so I asked around. But nobody would talk to me. They just turned the other way.
Poor Detective Gumshoe. I had no idea you were so unpopular.
No, that's not what I meant.
That Godot guy acts like he knows me and has a grudge against me. I get the feeling he's hiding some kind of dark secret.
Let the sneeze goes away before he can sneeze. Wait. Tell me more about Mr. Bullard.
Detective Gumshoe, tell us more about Mr. Shane Bluebard.
Don't be disrespecting bards, Maya. That guy looks nothing like a bard.
That's Kane Bullard, not Shane Bluebard, pal.
Oh, yeah. The victim in this case just doesn't make much of an impression on me.
Probably because we didn't meet him before he died. Well, to be fair, that's not always the case, but still. Well, you were the victim up until Mr. Bullard was found dead.
Yeah, and his body wasn't discovered until this morning.
Anyway, we don't have enough information. Can you help us out?
Sorry, I'm actually a little confused myself. For some reason, I'm just blabbing like an idiot right now.
Okay, Nick. Now's our chance to get more information about the victim, so hurry up and ask.
Can you tell us more about Mr. Bullard?
He was the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is it anyway?
Well, the company basically sends security teams out to buildings to guard him. Mr. Bullard must have had a chance to learn a lot of secrets while doing this kind of work.
Oh? And?
And I don't know how to put this, but the guy was kind of a money grubber.
Really? Me too. I just love money. Can't ever get enough.
Please stop leaning in towards me like that. You aren't getting to my wallet. Damn it, Maya.
Anyway, looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions.
Oh, so that's my problem. I need to be shiftier.
Let me go already.
Apparently, he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies.
Ooh, that's pretty dirty and underhanded.
Yeah. Oh, and KB Security used to head security operations against Master Mask.
What? Really?
Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, the company's reputation really took a nosedive.
So it really was Bullard who sent Ron to the blackmail letter, huh? Let's examine some things then.
This rope. You think it fell out of the safe when it was opened?
I don't think so.
So you mean...
Yeah. I think this string shows where and how the corpse was lying.
You mean... the victim... he was killed by being crushed by the safe door?
She can't be serious, can she?
Ew. Think about it. I think I was laying in here all night.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, don't bother asking about fingerprints. There were none.
Well, somebody opened the safe on the night of the crime, right?
Yeah, and? So?
Well, if Mr. Bullard's body was hidden in here, it must mean that it was opened by either the killer or the victim, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I got some bad news for you, pal. Are you ready?
Okay, shoot.
Opening this baby is no piece of cake. There are only a few people who know how to open this safe, pal.
Yeah, and?
Everyone knows that how to open a safe that had airtight, and everyone that knows how to open the safe had airtight alibis. I checked. Everyone except one, that is.
I'm almost afraid to ask.
Former security chief, Ron DeLight.
What? Ron DeLight? He was a security chief?
Ron? So he knew how to open the safe, huh?
Yeah, sorry for raining on your parade there, pal.
Well,
Wow, look at that huge framed photo.
tall mountains rising majestically against a dark and cloudy sky.
There's a title written at the bottom of the photo. The greatest sunrise of my life. This is it? This was his best sunrise?
Either this guy didn't get out enough, or he really had rotten luck with the weather.
Maybe if he had lived a little longer, he would have seen some better days.
Gosh dang it, Maya. I overshot this thing. There we go.
Oh, there's a little button here. Let's see.
Hey, cut it out. Don't press that.
That was pretty funny. I never knew Detective Gumshoe could jump like that.
What is that button anyway?
It's an emergency buzzer. Says right there. Says it right there on the panel.
Oops, you're right. It's written right there. Nick, how many times have I told you to read instructions first?
This alarm's connected to the basement guard room. It's used to summon security up here.
Really? Then it's possible on the night of the crime. Ooh, so when the CEO was attacked, do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer?
Yeah, I thought about that. So I asked around down there. But they said that the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bullard, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way. Just so you know.
I think we better go talk to that guard about this emergency buzzer. Before we do that, let's keep examining the area. These look like some kind of bookshelf rolling cabinet hybrid. I can't seem to get between these two shelves. Don't strain yourself trying. Looks like their shelves are controlled by a special panel. So I guess it's one shelf at a time, huh? Looks like they're filled with bunches of files. Yeah, files filled with data about security jobs they were hired to handle. It'd be a good night's reading if you've got insomnia. I was hoping for something a little more exciting, like UFOs or something.
Maya! Check out this.
Why did I go into Gumshoe automatically? What the heck?
Check out this big binder here. Leave the heavy lifting to me, Nick.
Maya, you're a twig. I know that Phoenix is not much better, but please.
Reading a file isn't exactly backbreaking work, just a little hard on the eyes. What did you... what did you find out, Nick? This file. Not about any sort of security operations or anything. This huge file is all about Master Mask. It's filled with info on him. What kind of info? Filled with incredibly detailed information about his methods and the crime scenes. Hey, Nick, look at the last page. It's a list. Let's see. Tier of Emanon, $100,000. This looks like a list of all the treasures that Master Mask stole. So then $100,000 is the value of the stolen item? I don't know. That number sounds kind of low to me. I think it'd be better I better secretly make a copy of this list. This must be the CEO's desk. It's a lot simpler than I would have thought.
Okay, you had a bad first impression about CEO's desk when you ran into freaking Red White and his overabundance in general.
Hey, that looks like a super soft chair. Let me try it out for just a second. Ooh, nice. I feel just like a CEO. Hey, you, whip me up a cup of some really expensive import tea and some scones. Move it. This is the life.
The victim sat in that chair just before he was brutally killed, you know.
Is there anything else to investigate? I guess not. Yeah, can we go down the security room? Yeah, we can. Let's go. I have many thoughts. Many thoughts. First off, on the left, he's playing video games. I see like an RPG with stairs and everything. He thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. That's technically not the first thing I noticed. First thing I noticed was the orange jacket, and I had flashbacks to the SL9 case bit with Damon Gant. I'm like, oh. Except he didn't exist when this happened, so we're not going to see anything about him. And then I realized that that coat is being hung on a lever, which I guess, thank goodness, I guess depending on what it does, thank goodness the coat's not heavy enough to pull it down. That's when after that, I noticed the video game bit. And tea and a satchel of food. Is there a camera in a bathroom there? The tea? Yeah, I agree. I can't tell if it's actually on top of a panel or if it's like the only table space it's close to electronics, but it's not that close. At least, now I notice what you're talking about. You're talking about the milk, yeah. Sorry, I was looking at the tea. The tea, I was like, at least the tea has a covering, and then I noticed the milk bit that you're talking about, yeah. But I am kind of bothered with the fact that there's camera in in the literal bathroom. Like, that looks like a bath there, a bathtub. It's in the middle furthest right. Anyway, let's continue. Wow. This is really something else.
For a security guard office, it sure doesn't feel very secure.
What are you talking about? Maybe security guard. Uh-oh. I just remembered. Larry might be...
Hey, Nick, what's up?
Ugh. So he is here.
Yo, how's it hanging, dude?
And you got my little... and you got my sweet little Maya with you, too. Hi, Larry.
Here I was working my fingers to the bone. And in walks an angel. I've got no problems with the daytime date. It's all good.
No, that's not what we're here for. We're here investigating the Bullard murder case.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, right. You're a lawyer, aren't you?
He's so hopelessly clueless.
Well, if it's about the murder case, boy, have I got some good info for you.
Really? What is it?
Well, I don't mind sharing with my sweet little Maya. But Nick here's a different story. I'm the one who needs to know the most, Larry.
But Larry, I thought you two were old school buddies.
That was then, this is now.
Give me a second. I need a breath. Or 5.
Stretch. I saw that. Cheer up.
Actually, before I do that, let me run ads just to make sure that, we get good distance between everything. Alright. Stretch. I'm gonna stretch and hydrate again just cause. This doesn't want to do that thing. Alright, welcome back everybody. So let's get whatever the good info is. So, what's this good info you were talking about, Larry?
Hey, I'm a guard, a pro. I can't just give away information for free.
He wants a bribe? I thought professionals were more, I don't know, honest? Can you talk to him, Maya?
Larry, tell us already. What's the good info?
Hey, I like that. This kitten's got some claws. Okay, you want to know?
Yes. So tell me.
Okay, so the thing is, Ron Delight was an employee here. And naturally, since I'm a pro, I looked into his background. Follow me?
Yes, you're a pro. I follow you. Go on.
Well, 1 year ago, Ron Delight was fired. And there was no warning at all. It just happened all of a sudden. I know this is a small company, but I think that was pretty awful.
I guess he must have done something bad to have gotten fired like that.
Like, maybe skipping out of work to go pick up some hot chicks or something?
No, that sounds like a you thing, Larry. Alright. Oh, let me make sure that... Yeah, no, is the count on here? Well, let's see if it works. Because I didn't fully check this thing. Yee. It works. All right. All right, next up. So, what's it like to be a part-time security guard?
Let me tell you, it's tough. Well, you know me, I get by alright, I guess. First, I have to keep my eyes on those monitors. All the time.
Monitors?
There are security cameras set in each room around the building. It's really hard. Sometimes I feel like my eyes are gonna fall out.
Oh.
And if I see something suspicious, I have to contact one of the teams.
What teams?
The security teams for this company. They're supposedly the best in the business. But I'm no amateur either, so if it's something small, I don't bother calling them.
So in other words, you basically watch TV screens all day long. You were in this office when the murder took place, weren't you?
Well, why do you say that? This is just a part-time job for me. I can't operate the equipment. I'm dumb.
Even if it is part-time, and you are dumb, you're still in charge of security here.
Hey, give me a break. Don't try to pin the whole thing on me. That's not fair, Nick.
Huh?
I don't think you can expect someone like him to take any responsibility.
Anyway, the point is you were back here last night, right? Oh god, Larry. Why you gotta? Oh no, I knew something smelled bad, and it was the butts after all.
Well, it's like I always say, that was then and this is now, okay?
Looks like I'm gonna have to break his cyclops after all. Well, let's save before we get started. I forgot. I have to present it. Let's see. What do we do here? On the night of the crime, you were working hard like you were you working hard like you were supposed to?
What? Huh? Of course I was. Why wouldn't I have been?
But didn't you sneak out of work just yesterday to go see Mr. Delight? Or Miss Delight? Mrs. Delight. Why do they keep putting Miss? Just because she's young? She's married. That's the whole point of Mrs. It's not supposed to be a younger woman versus older woman. It's a married versus unmarried bit. At least that's the way I've always thought of it. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but
that was that, and this is this.
Is there any chance you snuck out of work last night too?
Never! I didn't sneak out. I'll tell you what. I'll even bet you $1.
$1? Wow. Now that's confidence.
What's with the drenched in the rain puppy look on your face? Do you have any evidence that I left my position, or are you just pulling my chain?
The evidence that Larry was not manning the station when the murder happened is... I mean... Yeah. I was gonna say, because since the key card was found in the wallet, I was wondering if it might have been the key card. I was just double checking, but now the wallet is good. This wallet, you know about this, right?
I've never seen it before.
Liar! You hand-delivered this wallet to Miss Delight just yesterday.
Give me a break. You can't expect me to remember every detail, every little thing that happens.
Well, I do expect you to remember something that happened just yesterday. What time was it when you found this wallet?
I guess it was around 1 in the morning on the first floor of the company building.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock in the morning?
That's right. In other words, Larry, at the time of the murder, you were away from the security guard office.
Ah! Yeah, but there's something you didn't think about.
What's that?
My shift that day didn't start until 10 p.m. The murderer might have snuck in before then.
What do you mean by that?
If the murderer had snuck in before 10 p.m., then it wasn't my fault. It was the fault of the guy whose shift was before mine.
Why do I have the feeling he still doesn't get the seriousness of all this? Listen up, Larry. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the killer snuck into the CEO's office after 10 p.m. during your shift. Yeah, that's the card for sure. Larry, when you use this key card, does it leave a record?
Yeah, it does. But I can't show you I can't show the record to just anyone, you know.
That key card data was already made public in the trial today.
What? I didn't know that. Any kind of request for that is supposed to go through me.
Boy, that sounds like a bit arrogant coming from a part-time guard. Anyway, according to the data, the door to the CEO's office was opened with this card. Furthermore, it was most definitely used at 1 a.m. at the time of the murder.
No way!
Yes, someone used this to get into the CEO's office. That happened at 1 a.m. on the night of the crime, right in the middle of your shift.
Oh.
Larry, you can't duck your responsibility this time. Larry. Larry, why do you want to be Larry at this point?
Oh, I knew it. It's all my fault. It's my fault that the boss was killed. My fault.
Larry.
There was nothing I could do. I have important issues to deal with too, man.
What happened that night anyway?
My Donna happened.
Huh? Your Donna? I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, my Donna called and says, I have to talk to you right away. So I went to see her, and he was standing right there next to her.
Who was?
Her new boyfriend. It was like some kind of horrible joke. Before I knew what was going on, the guy socked me right in the kisser. Normally, I'm the one that does the punting. Is that right, Maya?
Yeah. So, is that why you left the security guard office? Oh boy.
How can I ever make up for it, Nick? What can I do? What?
He's curled up on the floor crying like a baby. Larry, you were trying to steal someone's wife, quotation marks, earlier, and that wife definitely does not like somebody who's curling up on the floor crying like a baby. So, how about you get yourself up? Oh boy.
Nick, is there anything I can do? Anything, just name it. I'll do whatever I have to do to make up for it. I swear I will.
Larry.
Hey, Nick, as long as he's offering, why don't you show him the evidence we got?
He's right. Maybe we'll be able to get at least one bit of useful information out of him.
Nick!
Yeah, the buzzer should be it, considering he's supposed to come running when somebody hits it.
The buzzer in the CEO's office is directly connected to this room, right?
That's right. Just like my heart is connected to yours, Maya.
Huh?
Go ahead, Maya. Press the buzzer in your heart. I promise I'll come running to rescue, just like the professional guard I am.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Thanks. I tried.
Do you think you could tell us about the buzzer now?
Yes, please, tell us.
Okay, I guess so. Prepared to be wowed.
I accidentally pressed the buzzer earlier.
Yeah, I heard it. So that was you, huh?
You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office?
Well, this is the third floor of the basement. The CEO's office is on the first floor. I thought it would be a good idea to, adopt a wait-and-see approach. Plus, there's a police detective here, right? I just didn't think it was necessary.
It's as if he's trying to get one reward for the laziest person on the planet.
Let's get back to talking about the night of the murder, okay? Is it true that the buzzer didn't go off that night?
There must be a record, right? You must have had a look at it, right?
Of course I did, and I couldn't have possibly made a mistake either.
Do you think you could take one more look for me, pretty please?
Oh, okay. I just can't say no to you, Maya.
What do you think, Nick?
He's probably right. I don't think even Larry could make a mistake like that.
Whoa!
What is it? What's wrong?
I made a mistake!
Huh? But how?
It can't be. It's impossible.
Okay, enough already. What about the records?
That night, it went off just once in the morning, around 1 a.m.
Larry...
1 a.m.? That's when the murder happened!
Really? Are you serious? That's terrible. It can't be.
102, very specifically. Well, I guess let's examine things down here.
Wow. Take a look at all these things here. Hey, Larry, what are they?
Did you just say
Hey, man, it's not like I have to know what they are to do my job. I always thought they were just some kind of decoration or something.
Oh boy. How did this guy ever get a job here anyway?
Those screens are showing what's going on all over the building, everywhere. And it's my job to keep a steady eye on them, all of them.
I wouldn't sound so smug if I were you.
Can you watch regular TV on these too?
Anyone would sit here and watch TV instead of working, it's Larry.
Hey, Maya, I'm a pro, okay? Besides, you can't get regular TV on it.
And how do you know that, Larry? Because that was my first bit of investigation, if you know what I mean.
I know what you're thinking. It was a professional investigation, all right?
That's my partner's seat.
Your partner?
Well, that's what I'd call her. She's my superior, actually. Kind of a weird old lady.
Oh.
There's tea spilled all over that machine, you know. Oh, don't worry about it. Just the other day, I spilled some chocolate milk on mine. Still works fine, more or less. They really know how to build them, I guess.
Whose coat is this?
Hey, Larry.
Oh, that is his jacket. That's right. I forgot he has an orange jacket regularly. I just had a flashback to freaking Damon Gant for no reason. Wonderful.
Hey, Larry, that's your jacket, isn't it?
That's right.
Did you know you hung it right on top of some kind of lever? Yeah, sure. I was told never ever touch that lever. She scowled and huffed at me. Something terrible will happen if you do. Got it, Greenhorn? So why hang your jacket on such an important lever? Because it got me curious. If the jacket's weight pulls the leather down, that's what they call an accident. Doesn't the suspense just kill you? Don't you want to know what will happen, huh? It's true. It's killing me too. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, but for a completely different reason. Something's written on this poster in fine print.
A guard's 5 commandments. Wow, this sounds serious. Let's see what it says. Number 1, obey thy superior. Number 2, respect thy superior. Number 3, smile at thy superior. Number 4, salute thy superior. Number 5, buy donuts for thy superior on command. It's signed Wendy Oldbag, head supervisor.
I knew it. I knew it. He said some old lady running security. I was just like, that's gotta be an... Ugh.
Jeez, one tough old bird, let me tell you. Cross her and you come face to face with a real genuine ray gun.
Yeah, sounds real scary, all right.
Well, fortunately she's on vacation. That's why I'm so relaxed right now. That's my workstation. Pretty cool, huh? I keep a steady eye on the monitors and use that mic for communicate.
Actually, hold on. It just occurred to me, by the way. I put up the fact that right where those 5 commandments for security officers, there's video games up on the screen. That's Old Bag's desk. What is she doing playing video games? I would have thought it's freaking Larry on that side. What? I'm confused now.
I keep a steady eye on the monitors and use that mic for communicating. Look at all this equipment. It must be hard to operate. No biggie. I think there's an instruction manual somewhere in this room. Somewhere?
Instruction manual? What are you gonna do if there's an emergency?
Well, I guess I start by calmly looking for the instruction manual. During that time, my partner, the old lady, would calmly look for her reading glasses. That's what us security professionals call teamwork.
Even Maya and Pearls could run this place better.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
I just got an achievement called Smells Like Old Bag. Ooh, buddy. Alright. Let's see.
treasures of Korean exhibit is all ruined now. Maya.
I'm sorry. It's just so sad. This is our big chance for everyone to learn about spirit channeling.
Maybe I could cheer her up somehow. Well, now that we've got the circuit urn back, maybe they can reopen it?
Really?
Sure. Maybe we can label it the Urn of Master Mask's Desires. That would probably attract a lot of attention.
Whoa. Whoa! That's brilliant, Nick! We could really clean up and be filthy rich! Woohoo!
Wow. That was surprisingly easy. That was surprisingly easy, if I'm being honest.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright.
Miss Andrews, what is she hanging around down here for?
So, how's it going? What about the sacred urn?
The urn? Oh, that. It's been taken care of already.
What do you mean, oh, that?
Taken care of?
Do you mean it's been found? Yes. It was brought in during the trial today. Wow, really? You really are the greatest, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright had nothing to do with it. It was Master Mask's wife that found it.
We established that that's not Master Mask. Let's just say that much.
Well, anyway, I'm so relieved. I just heard about it on the news. So that detective was actually the thief all along.
Looks that way right now.
It's my fault. I'm the one who ended up hiring the mask to guard the treasures.
Don't blame yourself. You were just doing your job.
Hey, Nick, if she wants to apologize, you should let her. So, when was it that you hired Detective At Me again?
About 20 days ago. And when was it that the mask's calling card arrived?
That was about 10 days ago.
So he had sent a calling card to the very place he was hired to guard.
I guess that's it then. Detective At Me must have really wanted to the sacred urn after all.
I guess so.
What? So Master Mask murdered someone as well?
Well, that's how things look like right now.
Yes, but I thought that he was here stealing the urn at the time.
Well, we're talking about a criminal mastermind, so anything's possible.
Nick, let's get down to business already. On the night of the theft, did you notice anything suspicious about Detective At Me?
No, I couldn't have. After all, he was hidden the entire time. I never even caught a glimpse of him. He claims that's the way he always operates.
That's just what he says so he can have an alibi for when he commits the thefts himself.
Yeah, he was caught in the crime scene photo dressed up as Master Mask pretty well.
I'm so glad you got your sacred urn back.
Yes, but there's still something that bothers me about it.
What is it?
Not exactly sure, but somehow that urn came back seems a little different.
Really? You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Miss Andrews? No, I don't know anything. Why would I?
Oh god, her too. Cyclops.
What do you think this means, Nick?
It means the person that holds the secret to the mystery of the sacred urn is our very own Miss Andrews. Let's save and take a look to see at least where it starts. Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the sacred urn?
Do I know anything? I'm in charge of the entire treasure exhibit.
The urn that was submitted before the court today, it's obviously not the same urn as before.
Well, that's... that's true. Maybe it isn't the same. It could be... It could be a fake.
A fake?
You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence that the urn was submitted that the trial was genuine?
Do I?
Pearly took the urn, so I don't think I can right now. So let's bounce on that for a second.
Mr. Wright!
Mr. Delight, did they finish their interrogation?
Yes, but please don't leave me alone anymore!
Mr. Delight, you lied to us before, didn't you?
You see...
On the same night the sacred urn was stolen from the Lordly Taylor department store, a blackmailer you got summoned you to KB Security to hand over some money. And then, that's where the CEO, Kane Bullard, was murdered. But there's only one Ron Delight. Am I right? So the only question is, where were you that night? This time I want to hear the whole truth. Your life depends on it.
Okay.
Mr. Delight, do you still insist that you were masked to mask?
Isn't that what I've been saying since yesterday?
I'm halfway between Larry and something else when I'm trying to do freaking Ron's voice at the moment.
That was a quick response.
Tell me about it. To be honest, it's starting to get irritating.
But listen, Mr. Delight. At the trial today, we learned the true identity of the thief, didn't we?
I'm not gonna do Atmy's voice yet because I need to kind of get myself into him later.
I guess that's true. I wasn't the one who stole that urn. Of course not. After all, you were at KB Security at the time.
So then the person dressed up as Master Mask in this photo...
It's gotta be Detective Atmy.
So, that night, you didn't go to Lordly Taylor, you went to KB Security, right?
Yes. I went to KB Security at the time the blackmail note said I should. Alright, what happened next? Well, I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. So then I used the keycard to unlock the door.
That's probably when he dropped his wallet.
When I went to the CEO's office, someone was there.
Someone? Wait. Silhouette says that's Atmy. But Atmy was stealing the urn at the time. The heck? Now I'm confused. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. I need more information.
Then suddenly they mashed me over the head. Bam! Was it Kane Bullard that hit you? I don't know. That person ran away while I was still stunned. When I came to my senses, the sight I saw left me speechless. The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself. Anyway, I thought I should do something with the body. So that's why you put it in the safe? Yes, that's right.
God damn it, Ron! That's gonna make you look even more guilty.
I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it. Okay, and what did you do after that? Well, I got out of there for starters. I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building, so I knew how to avoid being spotted by them. Nick, all of a sudden, Mr. Delight sounds kind of like the murderer to me.
Please don't say that. Okay, why were you fired, buddy?
Mr. Delight, is it true that 1 year ago you were forced to quit KB Security? How did you know? I'm begging you, please don't tell Desi! Please! Don't worry, we haven't told anyone yet. Thank goodness. No, but I suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually. Why have you been hiding it from her anyway? Desi would despise me if she ever found out I was living a life of crime. A criminal, a thief. She'd never forgive me. My marriage would be over. Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place? Because Desi spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world that could bring in enough money. except being a thief. At least that's what I thought anyway. So he became Master Mask for Desiree, huh? Wait, that's it? Ah. We can ask him to see if that's him in the background. Hey! This is an article about my debut heist! Boy, that was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my trail. But Master Mask, he must have gotten away, right? It says in the article he disappeared. That's right! I got a sudden burst of inspiration. I hid my Master Mask costume in a nearby plastic bucket. And then I quickly changed into my security guard uniform. Pretty clever, huh? Wow, awesome! Hey, hold the phone! The guard in this photo, is this you, Mr. Delight? That's right. A nice trick if I do say so myself. Actually, that is kind of clever, isn't it, huh? Nice and easy to figure out. Even Pearls could see through that in a heartbeat. Actually, not necessarily, but that's okay. But as you might expect, Detective Atme found the disguise. He truly deserves the title of Ace Detective. Detective Atme found the Master Mask disguise? Huh. That's interesting. Yes, and I heard he brought that home with him. So that's it. That's when Atme got his hands on this. Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume. That must have been really time-consuming, huh? Yes, it took quite a while to complete. Anyway, a few days after that, I received the first of the blackmail letters. Blackmail letters? You got them starting when? Tell me more, now! Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up. This blackmail letter, this is the first one you got? No, of course not. But this is the first one that ever called me out to a specific location. So you started receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Emanon heist. That first letter, it said, I know you did it. So someone found out your true identity? Just like that? It's not easy being a master thief, you know. I've got proof that it was you, so give up. It went on to say. So in the end, I had to give up the treasure I went through all that trouble to steal. Is that right? Hey, hang on a second. What do you mean you had to give it up? Oh, don't worry. After I put the jewel in the safe deposit box, in the letter specified, someone sent me $10,000. No one said anything about me being worried, you know. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. Plans? What are these plans you're talking about? They were instructions on how to steal a crown or a painting or some other rare treasure. They showed us security, blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training methods. You mean the one who planned the heist wasn't you? No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one. After that, I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans. Sounds like Mr. Delight's thankful to the person who was blackmailing him. So, Ron Delight was Master Mask after all? But someone else behind the thefts. Someone who planned them out in detail. All I had to do was deposit the treasures I stole into the safe deposit box. I just waited for the cash to come in the mail. Could you not try to look so gleeful about that? So you went after the sacred urn because of one of those plans too? Well, see, the truth is I've never seen the urn. All I did was try to follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal. Mr. Delight, is everything you told me just now the truth? Yes, but please don't tell Desi, okay? Ron, before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Yes? But please don't hurt me. Mr. Kane Bullard, do you swear that it wasn't you who killed him? Yes, of course! I could never! I'm not lying! All I did was hide his body in the safe! But then I was afraid they'd discover what I did, so I turned myself in yesterday. Why? Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of robbery, then I'd have an alibi, right?
So literally, he put himself in a position where he couldn't be accused of murder by being accused of the robbery. We got him off on the robbery, and now he's being accused of murder. That's hilarious. Okay. So Shira believes that it's Detective Atme who's been sending him the plans, huh? But Kane Bullard was clearly the one that was, what's it called? Blackmailing him, wasn't it? With the fact calling him out to the CEO's office. Yeah?
I guess so. You're really clever, Mr. Delight.
I guess I have no choice but to take Mr. Delight at his word. Only one person who's not in jail calls her this, so I know exactly what to do. Hold on.
Mystic Maya! Hey, Pearly! I'm back!
Hey, Pearls. So, what have you been up to this whole time?
The sacred urn, Mr. Nick. I took it back to Crime Village to have it examined.
And what did you find out?
Well, there's no need to worry. They said it's the real urn.
Phew! That's a relief.
Now we can go back to Adrian. Right?
I was really worried. But there's one small problem. Problem?
These cute little pink splotches. They said that it's paint and that they were put on the urn recently.
Why are we talking about the pink splotches again? What's the big deal?
What's the big deal? We've got to find out how they're there. That's the big deal. Yes, Mr. Nick, we got to find out how they got there.
Oh, okay. We'll go find out how they got there.
Please don't forget about me.
Please don't forget about me. Instantly leaves to the basement warehouse. Yep.
Oh, Pearl, how nice to see you.
Hello there.
I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to?
Well, actually, I was having this urn examined.
Oh, I see.
Maybe if we take another good look at this urn, we can figure out the mystery of what actually happened here.
Nick, let's look around one more time.
We look at the urn again? Well, before we do that, just in case, since Maya says to look around one more time. There we go, it probably is. See, I figured that would be the case. Atme's the real thief. I want to come over here to the yellow paint in general.
What is it, Mr. Nick?
Sorry, the music stops and I'm kind of confused. This is all turning out exactly as I thought it would. Okay. Okay. I think we're Gucci with that now. Before we do that, let's run through the ads and then we'll do the psych lock business. All right, let's see. Let's at least get the chain locks going with 20 seconds left on that. Welcome back. I just got us to the same point where we left off. Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is genuine. It's a genuine article. Pearls went back to Crime Village and had it examined.
Is that right? That's nice, but I don't see how.
What she discovered was that the urn had been broken. Again.
Did you say again?
Yes, it was broken 1 year ago. And now it looks like the same thing has happened. And quite recently, too.
Recently? Are you saying that this urn was broken recently?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Why do you think it was broken recently? How do you know?
How do we know it was recently? I guess, yeah. Nope. Nope. Then it's the pot? Oh, I know why. Because the exhibit doesn't have it. The paint. That's why. This poster, it was made recently, right?
Poster? The poster for the exhibit.
At that time, when the photo was taken, the urn still said "I am" on it. But now, for some mysterious reason, it says "Ami." When the urn was fixed, the letters were transposed.
I am? What does that even mean? I don't know anything about that. I wasn't even there when the photo of this poster was taken.
That was a mistake. Now, tell the truth.
Wait.
For?
Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it.
Huh?
Yes, that's it. It must have been one of the people at the photo shoot. They probably dropped it. I'm sure that's what happened.
Looks like she's not going to give up that last psycho box so easily.
Do you have any proof that the thing was broken here at Lordly Taylor?
Good. Well, Miss Andrews?
What is this supposed to mean?
This urn has these pretty little pink paint splotches on them. And there's some on the box the urn was stored in, too. No matter how you look at it, the paint seems to be exactly the same. Wouldn't you say?
So, what does that prove?
With the urn that was dropped along with the box. That's when they both got paint on them. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
The rest of the story is obvious. This box was dropped right here in Lordly Taylor's basement warehouse. If I can prove that, that means the urn was broken here too.
So, can you prove that?
That one was easy. I think you already know where I'm going with this, don't you?
Yes. More or less.
There's pink paint splattered on the floor and walls of the basement warehouse. But there's an odd shape imprinted to this part of the paint stain, am I right?
Yes.
And if you put this box into the pressure of the paint, you can see that it fits perfectly. Which means this box was dropped right over there. And that is when the urn was broken.
Your name does do you justice, Mr. Wright. I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn.
Boy, does this make me feel like some sort of evil school teacher.
I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did. Well, that's not so hard to understand, is it, Pearly?
No,
I'm sorry, not in the right voice.
no, not at all. I know just how she feels.
It happened about 2 weeks ago. Just after the poster photo was taken, on the same day the urn arrived here. I thought I'd put it down here for safekeeping. I was carrying it in the box. Why is she so clumsy? When I tripped on a fake can and lost my balance. I was carrying... The box I was carrying crashed to the ground.
Why was... Right, Maya was the one who made the box. That's it. Why, when an urn like that is so very important, gets transported? It's not like transporting a bunch of fucking bubble wrap or whatever the hell else to cover it. Because Maya. Can we just blame Maya for this? It's kind of Maya's fault.
I heard a terrible noise and I thought my heart was gonna stop. Fearing the worst, I opened the lid of the box and that's when it happened.
Okay, that part was Adrian's fault. Absolutely Adrian's fault. Why would you open it up over the paint? Even if it was in one piece, why?
The broken pieces of the urn fell out of the box and landed right in the paint. I was in shock and let out a huge scream. I could totally see how that could have happened.
Yeah, as clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands.
Well, I knew it was the most important treasure in all of Kurain Village. So I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Fortunately, the shards were pretty big. And that's when the I am changed to Ami. I didn't know how it was originally written. But any sane person fixing it would have assumed it said Ami.
Poor Pearl. No, Pearl, it's okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're fine, Pearly. It's okay.
Any sane person? Really?
Oh, Pearls. She said she wasn't very good at spelling.
Anyway,
I'm sorry, it was still in the higher tone.
Anyway, I put the urn into the storeroom and no one had seen it since. But there's something I don't get. When we first came here, I didn't see any paint stains. Well, that's because it was so ugly and embarrassing. I used the golden statue to cover it. The Ami face statue.
Aha! The first time that we came down here, it was on the night of the sacred urn was stolen.
but Mr. Nick, there was no paint marks on the floor of the walls of the floor of the warehouse when we were here.
Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon... Sorry, this is Andrews.
That golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. And I realized the statue would be perfect for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I see. Now it makes perfect sense.
But there's still one thing I find strange.
What is it, Pearl?
The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. And that time the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible.
She's right about that. Well, Miss Andrews?
Huh? What? I don't know anything about that. I placed it there to cover the paint. Why would I move it again? Well then, who was it? Who would have done it and why? On the day before the theft, the statue was... on the day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. And then the next day it was moved. But why? It looks like there's some connection between the sacred urn and the murder case. Why? Why do you think so, Nick? Because that night, the real thief, Ron DeLight, was at KB Security. So why did another Master Mask show up here? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact.
One undeniable fact?
The murder trial is starting tomorrow. It looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance. All right, let's get the trial on, shall we?
Hey, Nick!
What is it this time?
You won't believe how many people there are here for the trial.
Well, it is a murder case.
What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door.
Next door?
Don't you know about this, Nick? They're having Detective Atme's trial today.
Detective Atme?
They say they're going to try him as Master Mask.
Already? That was fast.
Boy, I'd love to see the Master Mask trial.
I know. Oh, that might be Ron, but still. By the way, where's Pearls?
Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. I know you don't like me.
Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh?
Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please, don't ignore me! Oh, Mr. Delight, good morning. No one likes me. No one would notice me even if I killed someone. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec. You don't mean you're the murderer? No. I'm just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. A thief really can't be poor.
I mean, Robin Hood kind of was, but that's because he robbed from the rich and gave to the poor. There's that. Yeah, that's what was established a little earlier. He tried to use being at the thief to establish an alibi against him being the murderer. Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was sent a bunch of set plans. Oh, Atme's doing the reverse. Or, Atme's doing exactly what Ron was trying to do initially, basically. But that might be why Atme was so ready to collapse during the first trial. Plans that someone had been sending him to help him commit the heists.
Do you really think that there's a connection between the thief and the murderer, Nick?
It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock.
Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always.
I'm afraid that's not an option. Yeah, because if Atme's found guilty before we can pull him over to this courtroom, then the guilty verdict is going to prove as the quote-unquote evidence that he was not the murderer. Now I have to get into Godot voice. Let's see what I do.
The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak.
Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot.
Ugh, he's got the judge in the palm of his hand. Yet again. At this point, you should be used to it, Phoenix. Every single freaking prosecutor's had that advantage, okay? Like, the only one that technically doesn't have that advantage to some degree is freaking Winston Payne. And even then, it usually starts out that way. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all.
I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot.
Huh. You need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that's exactly what you must be. Life is war, but that's exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right?
Yes. Well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case.
Wow.
The judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change.
The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day. And that's when our lost little kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten, of course, is the defendant. Very well then, Mr. Godot, please call your first witness. Oh god, I love his freaking song. It's so good. Anyway, I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. But the first one is always the best. Mr. Godot, your witness? Okay then. Let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself. The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defense testify, but...
I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she can do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify.
Ha! You've got guts, trite. All right then, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand. And that's why we play it. That's another reason why we played as Mia in the first case, was to establish that for this. Because we've never really put our own defendant on the stand. No, wait, we did once, at least earlier. That was the first case, either way. You did it, didn't you?
Yes. What? No. That's not true.
For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever.
Well, Mr. Delight already looks pretty guilty with that face he's making. And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put his last nail in his own coffin.
Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security?
Well, that's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home.
Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened.
That evening, around 1 a.m., I went to go see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
1 a.m., the exact time that the murder took place. The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. It's bitter today, too. Just like my destiny.
You never know that from the way he's chugging it down.
I'm enjoying myself again because I get to do this thing. I don't know. I don't know what it is about Godot that I like so much. He's just kind of an asshole. And there's that and the other. Like, oh my god. It's just, he's so cool to me. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I have the stupidest, biggest grin on my face. You have no idea. Holy moly. Oh, man. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please.
"1 a.m., huh? You're absolutely sure about that?" "Yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office." No. Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow, and my internal clock was also a bit...
1 a.m., that's the exact time of the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct? It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure. I need to adjust Godot's talking in a bit. But I need to figure out what I want to do for him. It's not going to be the tone. The tone's going to be in the same place. It's the accent. Because, like I said, it's going to be very important that he knows how to pronounce amigo correctly. It ordered you there?
It was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere.
Does that mean you've been gotten other blackmail letters then?
Oh, of course. They'd say things like, steal this and...
Why did you save those for later, Mr. Delight?
Please don't say any more. Now, what should I do?
Yeah, let's press harder. So what did the blackmail letter in question say?
It said to bring $50,000.
Money, eh?
A perfect...
Ah, I got it. Yes. Okay. That's it. That's it. That's what, okay.
Money, eh? A perfect motive for committing murder.
Oh, but, wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway.
Oh, is that right?
After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of.
An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway?
The blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct?
I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask to mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Bullard didn't have anything on me.
He didn't?
Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. Just as long as Desiree believes in me.
So that's why Mrs. Delight didn't believe he was mask to mask.
That's why I knew that they were just hollow threats.
You used to be a security chief for KB Security, right?
Yes, that's right.
A security chief? You?
And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say?
This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject? Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job.
Well...
The world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay then, I take it back.
Defendant, please answer the question.
I needed money.
You needed money?
Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick?
Maya, considering what you said when we were talking about this earlier, you don't get to say that.
My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company.
Come again?
KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was the security team chief,
You stole some data and sold it. Sorry, that's a little too high.
you stole some data and sold it.
There we go, that's a little better.
Mr. Bullard found out, and I was fired immediately.
What? I wish I had never asked that.
I was somehow able to keep it secret, and it made it seem like I quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good.
Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that.
He sure told you.
So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct?
Yes. I'm sorry.
This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony.
Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse. Crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. someone said it was worrisome, but... Oh wait, profiles. He just pointed out why it is worrisome. Mr. Delight, when you said what you said doesn't match what you told me yesterday.
Huh? Oh, what doesn't?
I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out your secret.
A certain person?
Mrs. Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife.
What? But listen to me. My Desi, she's...
Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Ugh. The dough. Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault.
What do you mean?
Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone who used his dirty little secret to blackmail him.
And that is how this murder came about. Oh. No! Everything's falling neatly into place for him.
Don't talk about my Desi like that, or you'll be sorry!
Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far.
What do you think, Nick?
I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes.
Clearly there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much.
The motive... Sorry, I was going to go to more English, and that's not it. The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened? What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now, tell us. We're all ears. I gotta find the better way to do his voice, because it keeps going, and I blame the judge. Since I put the judge as being relatively English, it's throwing off my Spanish accent.
When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead, and after that I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there, dead.
I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that the mask struck him on the head from behind.
Of course, since Atney turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie.
Ha! No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that.
What are you saying? I was really attacked.
We'll find out if what you say is true or not during cross-examination.
Got that, Mr. Trite? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. That's just Phoenix Wright special. Press on everything. So, who is this suspicious shadow? If there were 1,000 of me, even if one knew, I'd tell you, trust me. He's dodging all our questions is not helping us with this case. Okay. How was the victim, Mr. Bullard, at that time? What do you mean, how was he? Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place. That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Forget it. Your forehead? Yes, I was hit on the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was an amazingly fast and powerful attack.
Do you remember anything about the man who hit you? Or who hit you in general? Well, like I said, it was a fast and powerful hit. So I think I was a little dazed for a while. I don't think Mr. Delight even grasped what you were asking. Yeah, I'd like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him. That? Could you please clarify what you're referring to? Why, my Master Mask costume, of course.
Wait a moment. Master Mask?
Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed up as Master Mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO in KP Security.
What?
Nick, did you know about this? He never told me about this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either.
Even I didn't know about... even I didn't know about that. Seems our little friend loves to keep secrets.
I'm sorry. I just never had the chance to mention it up until now. Wait. That's not right. You know how sometimes things just kind of slip your mind?
Let's run ads while Ron is being Ron for the moment. So, what do people think about
Stretchy Stretch?
About the Spanish or pseudo-Spanish accent I'm giving Mr. Godot? Because I think I'm keeping the right tone, but clearly I'm giving it a try to give an accent, but I'm not sure if I'm bringing it up too high. You like the accent, or you don't like the man? Oh dear. But Godot's so cool though. Alright. Welcome back, everybody.
My sixth cup of coffee is staring up at me coldly. At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness! Please correct your testimony.
Why are you dressed up as Master Mask? Why, it's because I'm Master Mask, of course.
What are you talking about? Master Mask trial is being held next door.
Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at the time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Master Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him, just to be safe. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I expected.
Took a lot longer?
What is he talking about?
What do you mean by took a lot longer?
Oh, opening the safe, of course. My cape got caught in the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullard's body.
What was that? Back up a second.
Yes?
You were the one that hid the body in the safe?
Well, yeah.
Inconceivable! Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking?
Question. When someone does When someone tosses their dirty shorts and when does someone toss their dirty shorts into the washing machine? What? The answer is simple. When they take them off. I'm actually on the judge's side with this. What? As usual, I have no idea what you're saying.
Do you mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer?
So you're not as stupid as you look.
His metaphor this time was really obscure.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you?
Well... Yes?
Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to your testimony.
Uh-oh, looks like looks like a storm front's moving over the fair weather judge.
Wait, 10 minutes. But the buzzer went off at 1:02. Your Honor, can I have you please take a look at this record? And what might this be? The record for the emergency buzzer that connects to the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m. What? If Mr. Ron Delight was truly the murderer, he would have ran off as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way. Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building. I need to go a little lower. Anyway, I think it's still coming up into my throat a bit. I'm trying to do the accent. That's what's going to make this difficult, but anyway. Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them. But, as it turns out, the guard never even came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. In fact, the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Light could have known. Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It is a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off. Wow, how many objections was that in a row so far? Igiari, objection, protesto! Coño! This buzzer is extremely loud. There's no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is. Conscious? What do you mean by that? Fine. Let's hear your theory. Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes. Unconscious? So he fainted? That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So, what are you trying to say? That was still a little too high. That was actually really high. So let me try that again. So, what are you trying to say? That's a little better. Not quite, but still. Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right, whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer. Order in the court! Mr. Wright, this is preposterous. It was this kid.
Rondelite, who was the one who killed Kane Bullard.
Then who pressed the buzzer?
It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button.
And I went high again.
So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion of this, Mr. Wright?
I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't King?
Absolutely you can, but I'm going to save anyway. Because Mr. Bullard did not have gloves, yet the button was pushed.
The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proved that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for.
The emergency buzzer. Is there some kind of clue on it?
Absolutely not.
Hey, come now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth.
The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue.
Now I'm the one who's clueless.
Now? For the first time? I'm pretty sure that's not the first time you've been clueless.
Let's be honest now. This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints behind.
Not true, but I get the idea. Because he could have slammed it with his fist and thus there would be at least a handprint. But if there's no prints, period.
Rondelite obviously wiped them off.
Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment.
He touched that button. I know that he did.
I know who I'm channeling for this at this point. I know why I keep messing up and not going as low as I'd like to. Because I keep channeling Khan. And I'm talking about Ricardo Montalban Khan. He tasks me, and I shall have him. Round the moons of Stibia. But I need to go a little lower. But now I know why I'm going higher, because I'm channeling Ricardo Montalban, and it's not quite working. The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Master Mask. And Master Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have to wipe the button free of fingerprints?
Order, order, order! It would seem I've been forced to eat crow.
That's actually a lawyer reference. I know that one. Hold on. Let's see if it explains it.
I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is.
Okay, it looks like they might not explain it. So I'm going to explain it. Hold on. I guess is not necessarily lawyer, but I heard it from a lawyer. That's why I understand it to be that, you know? To admit one was wrong or accept defeat, one has been defeated. Where's the original saying, though? It was a longer thing. Hold on. I feel like there was a longer bit to it. Hmm. I don't know where I heard it from a lawyer. That's why I'm so excited about this, but I guess not. I think that if I had to remember off the top of my head, it was something to the degree of you know, basically if you can't if you admit to something earlier, you'll be eating turkey, but if you hold off until the last second, you'll be forced to eat crow. Anyway, let me do that stretch. Okay. All right. Back to the game. However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks.
They're on to you, Nick.
Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in there when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer.
Even though security was supposed to respond right away, if the buzzer was pressed...
Security was supposed to respond? Time's up, Mr. Wright. I mixed two accents there again. Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's see what you have to say. Very well, then. Oh, you've got some guts. I like that in an opponent. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer? To find out what it did. No. Obviously, it was to call the security guard, right? We want to call the security guard so that Ron gets in trouble here. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted. Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose? Yes. Although, as it turns out, he never showed up.
Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time.
What a touching story. You are saying that the killer had the chance to a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in? No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer. We still have to explain how the heck he could be in 2 places at once, though. Like, okay, we're kind of leaning towards the fact that obviously Luke Atney was the one who killed Kane Bullard. But how could he be stealing the vase and killing Kane Bullard at the same time? We have to figure that out. Hypothetically, yes. Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight.
And if any security guards came running in at that time, they would think that I was the murderer.
Yes, that's precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder. We'll see. I have a question. He keeps swallowing the coffee and still having enough in his mouth to spit out for that. It's kind of weird. Order, order, order! It would seem I've been made to eat my words once again.
Actually, you've been made to do that spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was the one who tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only Master Max, so... Nick, you mean the real killer is... We're gonna drag that person in here right now.
But who is it?
I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard.
Now then, let's hear about your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder of Kane Bullard?
Bam! Who else could it be but Mr. Luke Atme? Detective Luke Atme. He's the only one who could have done it. Ace Detective Luke Atme? You mean Mask Damask did it?
Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Mask Damask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime?
They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to capital punishment.
Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke Atme confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom.
Of course, a famous detective was unmasked as, well, as Mask Damask.
Instead of being convicted for murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. Which is surprising, considering that grand larceny implies that whatever it was worth more than $1,000, and it's been established that that vase is not worth more than $1,000. Whatever. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty?
Mask Damask had a perfect alibi for when the murder took place. No. He didn't... Shira, he didn't have to tamper with the PC. It only has a time. There's no date. When we got this picture directly from Luke Atme, so he didn't have to even tamper with it. He just printed it out and said, yeah, this was taken, this picture was taken the night before. That's it. There we go. That's the loophole. Here we go. Let's do it. In other words, being found guilty of Mask was Luke Atme's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi.
A guilty verdict as an alibi.
You know, it's almost time.
For what?
For Luke Atme's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course, that's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder.
Mr. Luke Atme's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of this true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this?
A bet's only good when your life's the ante.
Mr. Wright, I believe in you. Mr. Delight. So, please, I'm begging you. Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix. What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. That voice! It sounds like... Mia! Your Honor, the defense requests immediate recess.
Ha! So that's your answer, huh?
Very well. I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Luke Atme to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh, hey! Mr. Payne is in another case?
That's not the first case. It's like magic. This is amazing.
Well, does Sir Detective at me?
I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly.
Oh no, Sir Detective at me. You were the one who...
Holy crap, it's a new judge!
There is more than one judge. Why do we keep getting the same judge then, if there's more than one judge? Now I have to think of a freaking voice for him. Maybe Midwestern? Rural Canadian? Something like that? Or, since I have... Why? Because he's blonde like that? That's why you say he's Finn? Actually, hold on. No, actually, that still works. I just remembered. There's a old, I forget if it's Celtic or Welsh or something, whatever. UK area myth, right? Of a man named Finn McCool. Actually, with McCool, it's probably Scottish in particular. But anyway, Matt Cool being son of Cool, who was obviously his father, duh. But they called him Finn McCool because he was light-haired. The debate is whether or not he went gray at an early age or was just blonde. But Finn, hahaha. Rally English? What's Rally English? I don't get that. I could go with Scottish with that Finn McCool angle, or I could try not so far north, though I'm not confident in my outside of London English accent. Let's just try something. I'm gonna throw something at the wall and we'll see what happens. Don't worry, it's the way that Finnish rally drivers talk English. I have no idea what that is. Oh, I get it. Okay, because I remember when I showed you, just because I got excited watching some pro bowling, a particular pro bowler, that was Santu Tavanainen, and I showed him to you, and you cringed at his accent. That's what you were trying to hit, right? Is that what you were saying? There we go. Except I don't hear Santu talk enough, so I can't do that one right now. So I'm gonna try Northern England. Not quite Scottish. We'll see. That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant. Look at me.
Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please! Well, Sir Lawyer. Welcome to my courtroom.
Never mind. Absolutely not. We're going back to Midwestern accent. If not Midwestern, then Canadian. Who's this hoser, eh? This is absolute, at least the way it's written, it has to go that way. I'm sorry. I was going to have some fun with that. Maybe even, for the next time he shows up, if he shows up again. I don't even remember him showing up all that often. To look up Santu's accent and maybe some others to see what's up. But no, it's got to be, we got to go with Midwestern. Who's this hoser, eh?
My name's Phoenix Wright, attorney at law.
and I wish to file an accusation against this man. Look at me.
Accusation? You accuse Mask the Mask?
That man is not Mask the Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
What?
Because of his nose, the sweat coming off his nose looks more like he's got a runny nose. He's dripping boogers all over his freaking gloves. That might have been a waste of a pause, because I have a feeling we're going back to our regular judge.
My sis?
I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice.
So then she's still alive, inside your heart. Nicky boy!
Oh, Mrs. Delight.
Is it true that the detective is real killer?
To be honest, we don't have any definitive proof. But he's the only one who could have done it.
But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Abby want to kill Kane Bullard?
Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. Need to find some solid proof. It's gotta happen sooner rather than later. Yep, we're back to our original judge. That was a waste of time trying to figure out what freaking voice to give a judge that shows up for all of like 3 lines. Anyway.
Now then, the court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atme, please take the stand.
Well, well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask the Mask. I'm sorry, I'm afraid that even the great Luke Atme has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here.
You've been the defendant in the defendant's seat all day long, correct?
We'll see if that's the case.
Being tried as Mask the Mask.
Indeed. It is truly child's play to fool the ignorant masters. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me generous reward upon returning them their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Master Mask. Of course.
Very well then, look at me. Let's begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time?
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. Sorry, I need to reread that. What the frick did he just say? One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. Okay, so basically, he's making fun. Basically, idiots should be ashamed of themselves, I think is the point. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Thanks. All right, Mr. Atme. The night of the murder. Speak. We're all ears.
As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. I was stealing the urn as Mask the Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, it turned out to be my witness. At the time at which the camera captured Mask the Mask was the same time as the murder.
It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well. Even the great Mask the Mask cannot be in 2 places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. You don't get to use that kind of phrasing. Only Francisca's allowed to. Shut up. I think he's trying to say you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi.
Okay.
I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point? That's right. It was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed. There was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target.
I see. You are truly evil, aren't you?
Yes, evil is what I am. Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this?
Huh?
Detective Atme was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It is kind of odd.
Alright.
About the camera that took this photograph. Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking. Huh? You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you?
I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered. I see.
Looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious.
Let's see. I'm trying to get through this one fast because I actually have to go a little early today. But I want to finish this case. Okay, press this.
So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct? Indeed it is. That's it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime.
Surely even you understand by now.
Lordly Taylor provided that camera. There's no way I could have tampered with it. That means I could not have killed Kane Bullard, unless I had an accomplice. Come on. Think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse and this picture supposedly captures it. It's gotta be something in here that's funny about this picture.
What do you think, chat? What do you think? I hope you have an idea. The lack thereof, correct.
Are you implying that this picture is a fake?
Well, remember that if Lordly Taylor is actually the one that printed it out, I was wrong about that. Then the no date might be actually accurate. But the lack of a freaking statue does point something out in specific.
You bet I am. There's something definitely strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night.
Very well, let's hear what you have to say. What about this photograph do you find funny?
It's not ha-ha funny, Judge, but... the funny part is right here.
Why, this is a blood stain. Ah, blood! Now this case is getting interesting.
Not exactly. The stain is actually pink paint.
So, clean on blood. Sorry. Oh, just paint. And peach colored at that.
Peach?
in pink are... Huh? From blood to peaches. The judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is that when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse, it turns out something that should be there is nowhere to be seen.
Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this photograph, on this picture, instead of the paint stains?
The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive in the mountain training hall. From the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night the theft took place, and I saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, the statue should have been there.
But when I went there after the day after the theft, the statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally.
Your Honor, the statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance.
Ha! In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why the statue was moved that night?
Can you do it, Nick? Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it?
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you are prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one who moved the golden statue on that night?
Who else but Mr. Luke Acme? To match the picture, exactly. The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke Atme. Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions.
Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions?
It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving the golden statue. Here's where our battle really begins.
Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move the statue?
The reason that can be found here in the photograph. Luke Atme, you pretended to be Master Mask to create an alibi to show you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would have been exposed like cheap film at the drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue.
A single fatal flaw?
Interesting theory. Please enlighten us.
Just where in this picture does this flaw exist?
I don't see any paint on the bottom of that box. Do you guys? The lie is Master Mask.
Are you saying the Master Mask is fake? Ha! You know, I really wish you would start acting more responsibly.
Huh?
The current question is, why was the golden statue moved? So what possible connection could there be with Master Mask's identity?
Oh, buggers.
Your face has "oh buggers" written all over it. That's a penalty for you.
Okay, so I must need to be very precise. Oh. It's the time.
I ask you again, Mr. Wright. Just where in this picture does that lie exist?
I guess I have to present the lack of paint later. Naturally, the lie in the photo is this timestamp.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atme went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Well, the defense posits, let's be fair. That's not accurate, or what we haven't actually is. In a court of law, you wouldn't say that that's what actually happened. You would say that we posit that that's what happened and we're going to prove it otherwise. Anyway, moving on. Not a big deal. We'll just keep moving. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to be at Lordly Taylor at this time.
But what does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember, if you will, Your Honor, when was the statue placed beside the warehouse door?
Well, the statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint.
Exactly. Luke Atme had already decided on the time that he was going to kill the victim, and so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place.
What the?
That was a little high, but whatever. Of course, the statue hadn't been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. So, on the day of the crime, Mr. Atme must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. That's a hell of a metaphor, Phoenix, but I get it. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atme had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo.
Ah! Order! Order! Mr. Atme, is this true?
One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
That data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off the night of the crime. It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Order! Order! Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this? Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Now put the coffee down.
My 11th cup. I've promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial, which means I'm still good till the last drop.
However, the defense has a very good point.
A good point. So what? We are here. We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points.
I think he got his points mixed up with his other points.
So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time. And, sorry, I'm going too high again. And that statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied.
Which is...
that it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams.
That's very true.
No way! Don't fall for that, Your Honor!
Hey, Mr. Damask. There's no funny business in your actions as Master Damask. There should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it.
Yes. Please provide this court with your testimony about how you plan to steal the sacred urn.
I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box, and Svati! It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urns in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. I kind of agree with you there, Shira. That pretty much was all stuff we heard before, isn't it? Yeah.
But we'll find out the truth beyond, in the nuggets of new information he gave.
Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time?
Sorry.
Very well then. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, the paint. Mr. Atme, if you really are Master Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course.
Is there a problem with the calling card?
Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Master Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now, the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn.
Yes, that's true. But so what?
Truth be told, there's no way that Master Mask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains.
Paint stains?
And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor.
I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite.
The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error. Or should I say, an error-prone human. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn.
Ugh. You can't be serious.
And yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means Detective Atme had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. And it's because of this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water.
Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself?
All right, that did it. He's broken. Nick? I think it's a little early for a victory pose. Huh?
It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days. Conviction, you say? Yesterday, we were all decided unanimously that this man was Mask the Mask. And now we're all calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle? That's a good point.
No way! Don't fall for that too, Your Honor!
You say that Look At Me was the one who killed Cain Bullard. Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that?
An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive. You, my merry murderous motive Might you marry my murderous motive manifest? Nick, he's getting a second wind.
If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron Delight, as you say, then he must have had a very strong motive for murder, because premeditation. The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron Delight. Isn't that right, detective?
Indeed. According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear.
Without a motive, it's clearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case.
Technically not, but, we'll pretend like it is.
Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were.
I'd be honored to, Sir Old-Timer. They're doing everything they can do to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this might be our only chance. I, Luke Atme, had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Kane Bullard decided to investigate Master Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Master Mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Kane Bullard. Truly a tragedy.
So then the victim, Kane Bullard, blackmailed the defendant. This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. The handwriting test confirms that it is Mr. Bullard who indeed was the one who wrote the letter.
What?
Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination.
You mean this blackmail letter right here?
It says bring $50,000.
And the handwriting is, without a doubt, the victim's?
There is no mistake. We have an official report to prove it. But I don't see an addressee on this letter anywhere.
An addressee?
This letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment. And the Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place and time. The fact that there is no addressee is irrelevant.
I wonder. What's up, Nick? What's up, Nick? I just had a thought. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Ron Delight? Whoa. Do you have any evidence of that? For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling that there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter. Well, everyone, are you quite satisfied? Take a look at that letter again if we can. If you don't want your true identity to be revealed to the world, come to KB Security at 1 a.m. on October 12th and bring $50,000. If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. A red diamond, you say? I will say that's a very round diamond, but then again, this was specifically on the Nintendo the Game Boy Advance, so having the usual, cuts for a diamond probably would not show up very well, so they didn't bother. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atme? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's all right. When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction?
I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that.
You're one to talk.
At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior? Indeed, time to man up, Mr. Wright. Show us the contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter. Okay.
Yeah, it's on that left hand. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the Tear of Emanon, the stolen jewel.
What about it?
The problem is this jewel's color.
Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself.
According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, it was totally different jewel was mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day.
Red?
which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the tear of Emanon that Master Mask stole at all.
And your point is, Mr. Trite? So you are trying to say that the blackmail letter was intended for someone else. That's what you're trying to say, right, Trite?
God, the pun is coming back so hard today.
That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright?
Well, that's what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Yes. This is who actually, who King Buller was actually blackmailing. Can you snooze that for me, Shira, by the way? Just so we can get through some of this. Naturally, it was you, Detective Atme. Do you think... Do you have some sort of basis for that claim? You have been personally involved in every single Master Mask case. And in the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel as your reward.
A jewel?
Probably the one that's wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring. That is the diamond referred to in the letter. Which means King Bullet wrote that letter in order to blackmail you. Thank you so much, Sheriff.
Order in the court. I say... It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite.
Uh-oh. I don't like the way he said that.
Kane Bullard blackmailing Luke at me. Are you for real?
Yes, I am.
Nick, come on, stand up to him.
Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world. Yes, it certainly does. I went the other way that time. Kane Bullard has threatened to make Luke Atme's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep secret. So just what was that identity?
Atme killed King Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity they wanted to keep secret?
This is what it all comes down to, Nick.
The identity that Luke Atme wanted to keep, so desperately to keep secret was his identity as... Not an ace detective, because that was public knowledge. Master Masker, a blackmailer. The blackmailer would attach him to the letters as it is, so let's go that route. Luke Atme was a blackmailer.
Objection!
Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Atme. Are you saying that Atme was blackmailing someone else on top of that?
Ugh, you have to admit, that does sound a little odd. It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme. But Rhonda Light was being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Emanon heist. After that, I started getting plans in the mail. I received plans for some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans.
Detailed plans? In which case, that would mean that Rhonda Light was actually Master Mask.
That's what we're claiming. Someone else came up with the plans, and he had Mr. Light steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atme. Shh! Silence! Now I see it's all becoming clear. What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless, with a tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong?
How did you...
You say that I, Luke Atme, was blackmailing Rhonda Light.
In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Mask the Mask. Well, yes. Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed the first crime.
Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise. In that case, let us see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Look At Me know that Ron Delight was Mask the Mask?
Alright, let's run the ads now because we still have a couple points to hit at this point. Alright, so, what do we think? Well, the only thing that connects Ron and Master Mask is this bit. And he was there. Let's see how this rolls, shall we? Yeah, he saw, well, maybe not, maybe he didn't see him stash the costume, but at the very least, he saw him, or found the costume and made the connection because he is a relatively decent detective. Not an ace detective, but a decent one. Reminds me of another certain detective prince. Anyway, won't worry about that for now. Let's just wait for the ad break to finish up. And we'll see how that goes. Yep. Alright, this has got to be the evidence though, so let's present it now that everybody's back. I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that Master Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in this... Why do they keep calling it a bucket? It's a trash can, but whatever. In this bucket.
That sounds far too stupid to be true.
Correct. Without tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme. That's when you learned that under his mask... Didn't mean to do that. What the... Wasn't he supposed to be Master Mask? Not only that, he looks like he wasn't even an ace detective. Can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer. What a fraud, trying to pass himself off as an ace detective. Why, you... How dare you expose me like that? Why, I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective. And also Master Mask. Why can't you understand that? I'm afraid that you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity. Why you? How dare you even... I'm not going over that. Keeping up with that is not in my wheelhouse right now.
It would seem we'd finally arrived at the real answer.
That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme.
Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atme. Godot!
The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim.
What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling.
Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge.
Huh? You don't get much more in your face than that.
It appears that, well, your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite.
Thank you for the follow there, Miner. I appreciate it. What are you...
It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atme was a filthy blackmailer. And that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder.
That's right, and that's why he's the one who killed Mr. But...
There's still one thing you have yet to prove.
What's that?
Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove this pitiful excuse of a man was at KB Security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered.
No way! Order in the court! Well, Mr. Wright.
This is it. This is the final round. I've got to prove that Atme was at the Bullard's office on that night. But can you really prove that?
That's long enough, Mr. Trite. I want to hear your answer.
That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security, and the defense really don't have anything, so let's just go this direction. I can't prove it.
Just as I thought.
But if we hear more of Detective Atme's testimony...
Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite.
What do you mean?
I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean.
What?
Have you forgotten? Luke Atme is here after we interrupted his own trial. And you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as mask to mask.
No! Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as mask to mask. My verdict will verify that. All these games are hilarious, Miner. I completely agree. Just as Ron Delights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Order in the court. That's enough deliberation over this witness.
I can't believe this. This rate Ron is...
Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and...
By then it'll be too late.
Huh? Why?
Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules in any court of law.
Double jeopardy?
Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts. And it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else.
Yeah, but this trial is not about whether or not he's the murderer. So if he's found innocent at this point in time, does not mean that he can't be found guilty later. That's not how double jeopardy works, guys. This is not his trial at the moment. This trial is for Ron Delight. This rarely ever happens in real court, mind you. The fact that you're able to get the real murderer kind of doing something and basically found not guilty. But the point being that double jeopardy would only work after this trial is over. Ron's found not guilty. We put him on trial, and then he's found not guilty. Then you can't try him again for the murder. Now you're screwed. But as of right now, double jeopardy doesn't apply here. What does apply is the fact that he'll have a tight alibi by being found guilty of being mask to mask in the other room. And that's where the problem lies. It has nothing to do with double jeopardy per se.
Mr. Atme will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as mask to mask, which means he will be innocent as far as the murder of King Bullard is concerned.
Not necessarily the case, but it does provide him an airtight alibi close enough. That I'll give.
No way.
The fact that you are unable to prove Mr. Atme's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Kane Bullard's murderer.
That's not true, but that's okay. Now there's nothing I could possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atme, will go free.
You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. As long as there's no more testimony, I'm afraid that I will have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections?
Technically, there is a gigantic objection. Okay. Just making sure that I did the right thing at this point.
Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atme.
That was Mia's, wasn't it? Hold on.
I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this was what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you...
Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who always smiles no matter how bad it gets.
That voice. No way! What do you mean, no way? You knew that Maya was next to you! Come on, Phoenix! What the heck? Granted, this is a new game. Somebody jumps into this game, they didn't know that this was a possibility. So, that's fair. Whatever.
Long time no see, Phoenix.
Mia! This is the true power of the Kurain channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now she's my mentor, Mia Fey.
Now, let's do this.
But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine.
Not yet. The testimony's not over yet.
What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but...
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delight will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well. Then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that all right with you, prosecutor?
Is something the matter, Mr. Godot? Nothing.
Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods would do anything to me, look at... Let's hear it.
Huh?
It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Godot, what are you...
Very well then. Mr. Luke Atme, I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks.
The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer.
So please give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance.
Yes, Chief. Indeed, it was true that I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. Had I known about the date beforehand, I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. My brilliant deduction was that... Let's try that again. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight.
Thanks to that keycard and wallet, that was abundantly clear he was there. And I was also able to make deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. How do you know that it only sounded once, huh? The button didn't have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if it sounded, which wouldn't be the case. He was dressed as frickin'... Oh, the victim would have. Sorry, that's correct. If he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter? The victim likely mistook the color of the jewel. Zavari! Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy. His testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well.
The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course.
But how did you know about the emergency buzzer?
The police investigation documents went directly through me. I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, sir lawyer.
Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, sir lawyer? I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
We cannot postpone Luke Atmy's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
Hang on a sec. Just one chance?
It seems the party is about to begin.
Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. So it would seem. What do you mean by so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix. Pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it.
Cup number 17. The last cup. It seems the time has come to put an end to this trial.
I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony. And I need to point out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find the contradiction remark and press it. Remember, you only get one chance.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination.
Now I'm remembering this game having that issue when I was first playing the game long time ago. This was a little frustrating because this started happening a lot. I can't present any evidence, I can only press, and I can only press on one particular thing, which is a pain in the ass. But this one's kind of obvious. Remember the whole debacle over Ron never mentioning that he was dressed as Master Mask going to the office? How does he know? He wasn't here. He was in the other place. He's mentioned that he didn't know anything. Oh, I was going to present. Mr. Atmy, about this last remark.
You still don't get it, do you, Trite? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement.
I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Goodell.
What?
Mr. Atmy, it seems you finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. How can you say that?
Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atmy? The button didn't have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. Is that correct?
Indeed. That's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof.
More like your deductions prove that you're a fool.
I'm sorry. Whatever do you mean?
For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty.
When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as Master Mask when he went to the scene of the crime?
That was, it was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare.
Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial. You understand now, Detective Atme? There's no way that you should have known about that. You're in the next courtroom being tried as Master Mask. So then enlighten us. How did you know about that piece of information? Well...
Come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand.
And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Atme to have found that out.
Only one way, you say?
Yeah, that was way too high, but I'm sorry, I'm rushing through this at this point. Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer.
But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker. So there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Atme.
It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head. Gyakuten Saiban. Turnabout. What's the name of this one? Turnabout. The Stolen Turnabout.
Just what are you implying?
Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight.
Impossible.
Detective Atme, you saw Master Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
And that's the same line you gave yesterday.
But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time.
What an awfully complicated incident. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atme tried to frame Ron Delight. He claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his true crime.
And to that end, he came up with this plan. To use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi.
At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth.
Excuse me?
I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of murderer.
Don't ignore me!
Oh, I didn't realize you were there.
Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict.
I know. You never committed any murder.
That's right. I'm so glad you understand that, but I really am Master Mask!
Huh?
So, thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? Yeah, actually, double jeopardy does actually apply. He's no longer actually guilty of the theft of the urn at the very least, even if, he clearly didn't thieve it anyway. What was it you said? Double jeopardy?
Now that you mention it, I've been careless.
Careless? What do you think, Mia? As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime which he was once found innocent.
which is a little bit of a weakness, but also a strength. It cuts both ways, obviously. It's a weakness in a case like this where clearly he could have been the one to steal it, but now, since he was found innocent there and innocent here, he can't be found guilty of any crime ever again, of those two crimes in specific. However, it is a strength in that, you know, you can't continually harass the same innocent person over and over again over a crime. After they've been found innocent once, they can no longer be found guilty of that crime in particular. So you'd have to find a whole new crime for them to have committed in order to get them found guilty. So it's both a blessing and a curse that double jeopardy is in place.
Then Master Mask is really innocent? It would seem so. For now.
For now?
Now then, this court finds the defendant not guilty.
They seem to always have confetti at the ready, by the way. Why is that a thing?
Boy, this really is lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see this? The thing is, I'm still Master Mask after all. You did it, Phoenix. Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. Oh, I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days. You mean about becoming the master of the Kurine channeling school? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother. Misty Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course. Well then, see you around. Mia. Mr. Wright? I don't know what to say.
Congratulations, Mr. Delight.
Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though, now that all of this has happened. Come on, just be happy already. Maya, you've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as Master Mask to boot. But in exchange, I lost everything. Huh? What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Master Mask? I did it all for one reason. For her.
You mean your wife, Desiree?
She hates criminals more than anything.
Come to think of it, she once was held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she?
She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure.
So, that's why you became Master Mask?
Yes, but it's all over now. A broken bowl can never be put back together. But that's not true, right, Nick?
Right.
Really? Can we go back to the way things were? You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it.
I can? Wish you would kind of check with me these things with me first. Mr. Delight, even if a bowl is broken, there's always a way for it to be put back together. Speaking of putting things back together.
The sacred urn. Desi was the one who found this.
Desiree, your wife. She's always believed in you, Ron. Snooze that for me. Appreciate it. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have anything to worry about.
Ah, there you are.
Mrs. Delight.
You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy. Thank you. I appreciate that, but, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you quit KB Security. Never imagined that you were really Master Mask either. Miss Delight, what are you gonna do now that you know? You're not gonna really leave him, are you? Come on. It's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast there's no way he could ever get away.
But didn't you say you hated criminals?
Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective. I see. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man.
That's certainly a way of looking at things. Ha! Alright.
I just love a man who's so chivalrous. Chivalrous? I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Desi. Desiree. You really do love Ron, don't you? Nicky boy?
Yes?
I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us.
Oh, well, take care of yourself.
You too, Nicky boy.
I can feel my face going red.
Mr. Nick! Mrs. Maya, congratulations!
Talk about bad timing.
Mr. Nick, how could you? With another man's wife in front of Mystic Maya! No, you know what? I'll never forgive you! Never, ever!
So just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together.
But I know that that's not true.
I mean, just look. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before. That's a nice one. Recipe for turnabout. We're going to go into this only insofar as to establish what's going to happen. But I'm not going to go any further because I have something I have to do later on today. So we're just going to dip in there.
That's enough. This court seems no reason to prolong the trial. This case is extremely clear, and I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
It wasn't me! I swear it wasn't me!
The evidence and testimony we have seen here and heard are conclusive. The victim was alone at the table when he drank from the poisoned cup of coffee.
No, you're wrong! I know what I saw! I saw... I saw someone else there! A man! He's the real killer! Why won't anyone believe me? Well, I'd say that pretty much wraps up this case, wouldn't you? Mr. Wright?
This court finds the defendant guilty. This court is adjourned.
I just started though. And that's where we'll stop it. Yeah. Oh, that's what I wanted. I wanted to see that so bad. That's so good. Oh. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, do I love cliffhangers when I get to dish them out so well. It's so much fun. All right. With that in mind, let's see if there's anybody we can raid over on Twitch today. Anybody that we know that... Oh, Volk is actually playing Witcher 3. Let's go say hello. Thank you for that. Though I probably could have made the choice a little faster, but that's okay. Let's go say hello to Volcane Gaming. He's playing Witcher 3 for the first time, so it'll be a little bit better, somewhat, give or take. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me. You've all been 10 out of 10 with me, and I will see you guys come tomorrow for... I don't know yet. Maybe I need to see when Hugo's up on the banner to see if we do Zenless, and if not, then we will do something else entirely and figure things out. Anyway, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever it is that you are.